Close your eyes for a moment. What is it you have just experienced? Exactly, nothing. This was like in the very beginning, just an empty void which then brought about chaos, which is believed to be the first primordial deity. While other gods out there claim that Nyx was in fact the first deity to appear in the cosmos, majority of them depicted Nyx as the first daughter of chaos. Nyx, or the Roman name Nox, meaning night. Nyx was born at a time where all existence was shrouded in darkness. Along with Nyx, her other siblings Gaia, the god of earth, and Erebus, who is darkness. When joined together with Nyx, they produced Aether, being the god of light, and Hermia, being day, being parallel to what their parents represented. While Nyx was the spitting image of night or darkness, she also was personified as so. As you can see, the most common image is a very beautiful woman dressed in black with a mist of darkness swirling around her. Being one of the oldest gods in mythology, this means she also spawned many offspring, including Hypnos, the god of sleep, Thanos, the god of death, Eris, the god of strife, Moros, the god of doom, Kerez, the god of violent death, Dionere, the bringer of dreams, and believed to be the mother of the Mirai, the three goddesses of fate. Nyx and the other deities were believed to be resided in the depths of Tartaros. During the day, Nyx and Erebus would lie dormant in the darkest areas, and each night they would rise out hand in hand, negating the light emitted by Aether, bringing what we know as darkness and light. This process would be repeated, recognizing it as the day and night cycle. The cycle unfortunately meant Nyx and Erebus never had much time to spend with their children, as they couldn't stay in the same place for very long. Eventually, Aether and Hermia roles were replaced by Apollo and Helios, names you're more familiar with, due to the rise of Eos or Aurora becoming the goddess of dawn. However, Nyx was never replaced throughout mythology as a result of being depicted as all-powerful by the Greek and Romans. Ironically, Nyx isn't featured in many stories at all, which might be why her name is very familiar without knowing little to nothing about her. One of the most memorable stories featuring Nyx involves Hypno, her child, being asked by Zeus to be placed in a deep slumber to plot against him. This ended up being unsuccessful due to Hypno not being able to hold off Zeus in his sleep for very long. Zeus was angered by this and pursued Hypno, who fled to his mother's cabin. Even Zeus, after learning of Hypno's whereabouts, was against pursuing Hypno any further in fear of angering Nyx. Some saw Nyx as a catalyst to some of our darkest desires, while some saw her as a protector, with many praying to hope she would guide them. Overall, Nyx is an extremely powerful god who even had Zeus, the god thought to be the strongest, scared of her, which doesn't seem to happen with many powerful gods and goddesses. It is common for people to say they are scared of the dark. These same people will also say it is not the actual darkness they are afraid of, but what lingers in the dark. Just like when you were young and feared adventuring the dark hallway to go to the restroom, even today, the fear of uncertainty sometimes of being able to not humanly predict makes us uneasy, helpless, and left us shaking at times. This might also prove a point that maybe the gods who have been scared of Nyx entirely, who haven't been scared of Nyx, but the darkness she brings behind it. To sum up Nyx, she was an extremely powerful god who gave birth to many children, who also ended up playing a very important role in giving birth to even more important deities, and created the first notion of the day and night cycle, which we know today. I think it's a shame while Nyx is a well-known name, not many people are familiar with her background. Even today, no one knows much else about her. There is not many details outside of what I found about her.